DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion will be our demise. Even now, the New York Times has had to concede that this woman pilot, her incompetence is what killed scores of innocent men, women, and children on a commercial airliner when she negligently flew her Army helicopter into the flight path of that aircraft. And of course, the two servicemen who were in the helicopter with her. Of course, you have to read all the way to the end of this very lengthy New York Times article. These are the last few paragraphs of the New York Times article where they ultimately are compelled to disclose what really happened here. 2 seconds after the air traffic controller's cutout instruction about passing behind the commercial airliner, Warrant Officer Eves replied. This would be not the woman flying. The woman flying, her name was Army Captain Rebecca Loback, who had for a time, by the way, been serving in President Otto Penn Biden's White House in some kind of capacity. Loback was flying this helicopter. Warrant Officer Eves had double her flight time, but she had to get some kind of checkup on her flight skills, and that's what this flight was about. Obviously, her flight skills and decision-making were grossly inadequate. But the warrant officer affirmed for the second time that the Black Hawk, the helicopter, saw the airliner. Visual separation was approved. It was their last communication with air traffic control. The Black Hawk helicopter being flown by Captain Rebecca Loback was 15 seconds away from crossing flight paths with the airliner. The warrant officer then turned his attention to Captain Loback. He told her he believed that air traffic control wanted them to turn left toward the East Riverbank. Turning left would have opened up more space between the helicopter and Flight 5342, which was heading for the runway 33 at an altitude of roughly 300 feet, where Loback was flying her helicopter, even though she had been told repeatedly by air traffic control and by the warrant officer that she had to be at most at 200 feet to avoid air traffic. She acknowledged the instruction. She heard the order, but instead of going down to 200 feet, she stayed at 300 feet. She did not turn left. She flew her helicopter directly into that airliner and killed those people. Diversity, equity, inclusion will be the death of all of us.